Welcome guys to the 6th episode of United Transfer Talk, and in this week's video I have 4 more stories that I want to share with you that has caught my eye during the week. And the first one is to do with Nick Powell. He is a 18-year-old midfielder slash striker playing for Crewe Alexandra, and he has been linked with United quite a while now, and we're deemed to be the favourites to get his signature over the summer because he is such a talent. Crewe has come out this week saying that he is the best talent that they've ever seen and produced from their own academy, which I have to say has produced some really good players over the years. From Dean Ashton, he was really promising, and unfortunately he had a career-ending injury. But Crewe has a very good reputation for developing young English players and letting them go to a bigger club and perhaps develop there a whole lot more and become perhaps even a world-class player. And Nick Powell, dubbed as the next big thing from Crewe's famous academy, and like I said, he's 18 years old already and underage England international, so he obviously has a pedigree and also has received rave reviews from a lot of critics this season for his performances in League 2. And obviously you can say that League 2 has, although they are obviously a lower league and thus have a lower standard of play, he has still shone through all the physicality and the rough and robustness of that league, and he has rose to prominent over the season, and again has been receiving a lot of great reviews from people in the industry. And this week it has come to my attention that United have apparently bid £5 million for Nick Powell, and that wouldn't come as a surprise for me because, like I said, he has been linked with us for quite a while, and Sir Alex would love to kind of always have an injection of English blood into the team, and he is a great believer in that sort of ideology that it is after all an English-based club. Although we love all our international stars from Valencia to Chicharito, he still wants to maintain that kind of heritage that we have within the club and promoting youth. And obviously Nick Powell, not coming from our academy, but he would definitely develop within our academy setup and then perhaps pushing for a starting place. But he could throw a surprise like Phil Jones and Chris Smalling did, where he would be able to do a job straight away. And if Nick Powell does come, I don't think he will feature a lot, perhaps to acclimatise himself with the club, and Sir Alex would perhaps maybe even loan him out again for the first season, let him develop even more, and then bring him back in, and then featuring him sparingly in perhaps League Cups and also a Premiership game here and there, and that would be a good development step for Nick Powell. And yep, like I said, 5 million, and also what the setup for the transfer will be is that we will give Crewe 2 million first and definite fee, and then as he plays and scores, he will help to raise that fee up to potentially 5 million. There are also interest from Chelsea, and Chelsea, who already nicked Eden Hazard off our hands last week, we'll definitely be looking for another kind of transfer steal, if you like. And I'm not sure how solid their offer and interest is, but we seem to be very interested in Nick Powell, and hopefully we will secure his transfer very soon. So leave your comment below, guys, and what do you think of Nick Powell? The next story I'm going to talk about is to do with a player that I've already talked about a lot, is Shinji Kagawa. And last week I said that we have had a bid rejected for him, and that did turn out to be true, because this week the director or CEO of Dortmund, Hans-Joachim Watzke, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, but he came out this week to the media saying that both sides want to conclude a deal, and the deal is supposedly now being on around 17 million, meaning that obviously that is the set fee, and then it probably will rise up depending on Kagawa's performance, both in terms of appearances and goals throughout the season. And that would definitely strike me as a very good deal if you compare it to the deal that Eden Hazard has gone to Chelsea. A lot of you guys have been talking down in the comment box and also on Twitter saying about how Kagawa would probably develop a lot faster because under Sir Alex he would probably fulfill his potential a lot more, and perhaps that we will offer him more of football in his preferred position, whereas Hazard, Chelsea on need of wider players and he doesn't want to play wide. So you could talk about that all day long, but Kagawa seemed to be a very good deal for only 17 million. I know he only has 1 year left, and if we waited for another year, we would definitely get him on a free. But like I said, with a lot of you guys, and agrees with me, is that we do need a midfield quality and duel in there right now to compete with the likes of Chelsea, who have spent really big already this summer, Man City of course, even Arsenal, because last year at times we did seem very lackluster in our midfield and it was deemed to be very easily overran by opponents. So Kagawa, he would really add that pizzazz and kind of like flair to our midfield kind of engine, if you like. And Kagawa, like I said, 23, fits with the transfer policy, allows him to develop into his peak of his career, and would bring a lot more like I said, flair to our midfield. And his goal scoring record is very good actually. He's been at Dortmund for 2 seasons and he scored about 20 goals over the last season, and every little helps from is what I say, because we have been lacking that midfielder who has been consistent in goal scoring form, if you like. Like at Chelsea in his younger days, Frank Lampard was the regular goal scorer for them, getting around 15 goals. And obviously Kagawa, I think that we shouldn't expect too much of him perhaps in the first few months, but he would definitely acclimatise himself and set himself like he did to the Bundesliga on fire, if you like. And like I said, he has been receiving a lot of great reviews, and I just hope that his acclimatisation to the Premier League doesn't take too long, because it could be seen as a risk because he is from another league after all. But from what I've seen of him, Kagawa does seem to be the real deal, and hopefully he will help us to bring back our 20th title. So what do you think of Kagawa? And leave your comment below, guys. The next story I'm going to talk about is actually a new player, but he won't be new to a lot of United fans out there, and it's Luka Modric of Tottenham Hotspur. Last summer Modric had the fallout with Tottenham, if you like, where he wanted a move to a bigger club, and then Chelsea came to the forefront of that, and Modric said he wanted to go, but Tottenham ultimately kind of like won that battle, if you like, and kept him for the whole season. But now Tottenham are out of the Champions League after Chelsea won the Champions League final. Modric again has kicked up a fuss, and now United are again renewing our interest in him. As you know, we were at the forefront with Chelsea, but then he opted to stay in London. But this year, as Chelsea already spent big, I'm not sure they are willing to settle for him, as well as stars such as Eden Hazard and Hulk. But Modric would definitely, again, just like Kagawa, improve our midfield a whole lot more. And an added bonus is that he has been playing in the Premier League regularly for the last few seasons, so there would be no time needed for him to settle in with the club and settle to the pace of the Premier League, because he has been through it and he has developed so well in the past few seasons that he has been one of the most consistent playmakers within the Premier League. Only perhaps David Silva played better than Modric. Modric, he is 26, so again just about to fit in our transfer policy, but again he is about to come into his peak, and if he is to play and look after himself like Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs, he obviously can prolong his career for another 10 years with no problem at all. So that would be a great bonus for us. He would cost £35 million. I'm not sure we're going to sign him for that, because we do want to definitely lower that down and perhaps want to bring in a left back. Alex himself has targeted free transfer this summer, and with Kagawa nearly done, a left back and Modric, that would leave a bit too thin of a budget, I think, for us. And Alex definitely want to bring that kind of like set transfer fee down in order to have enough in the bank to satisfy the kind of like his needs, if you like, to get a left back too. But Modric, he would be definitely a quality player, like I said, is proven in the Premier League, and would be a bonus to our squad if he does sign, as well as Kagawa. And can imagine the kind of like attacking movement and flow if we did buy both these players. So what do you guys think of Modric? Leave your comment below, and we'll move on to the next story. And the next story is to do with a left back, like I said, within the Modric story, and this time is to do with Jordi Alba. I've already talked about Alba in an episode in the past, and this week it has emerged that Valencia has come out saying that they are willing to listen to offers for Jordi Alba. However, as you know, we are interested in Alba, but it has emerged this week that Barcelona are also interested in Jordi Alba, and that would definitely be a very tough battle to win this one, because on one hand, Jordi Alba, he is from Catalan, and that home kind of like mentality would definitely draw him back to Barcelona. And also he was part of their La Masia academy, so he would definitely go back there and fit with the style of football with no problem. But one thing that we have in our favour is that would he want to stay in the Spanish league and experience another culture, if you like. But with the Premier League, he'll definitely experience a new type of football, and would that perhaps draw him into our Premier League, because it is the most popular league in the world? And would he fancy himself a new challenge? I don't know. But Jordi Alba, he would seem to be a very good player. Like I said a few episodes ago, he is still very young, and Sir Alex has been a keen admirer for a long time, seeing him as the ideal replacement for Patrice Evra, who is 32 now. And Jordi Alba would definitely fit into our category of buying a lot of youth players and letting them develop into their potential in the near future. And Jordi Alba, I saw him against England back in Wembley back in October, I think, and he was really impressive that night, and both his attacking and defending. Jordi Alba, I think we would have to spend about perhaps 12 to 15 million to get him, and then the wages will come, but I don't think that will be a major stumbling block. But again, the competition with Barca will be the toughest battle, I think, in this transfer if it was to go ahead, because of Barca is one of the best clubs and biggest clubs in the world, and so are we. But Barca's recent success in store seasons and the fact that he's Spanish perhaps would lure him back to Barcelona, or perhaps he fancied himself a new challenge. I just don't know about this. But Valencia are willing to listen to offers from clubs for Jordi Alba. What do you guys think of him? Would you take him instead of Leighton Baines for Patrice Evra's long-term replacement? So leave your comment below, guys. And so there you guys have it. That's my episode, or new episode of United Transfer Talk. I hope you like this video, guys. Please rate, comment and subscribe. And again, I have to say, the commenting this week in the last few videos have been really good, throwing some really interesting topics, and you guys really have some great insight and expressing your opinions on the latest story. So leave your comment below on any of the story I talked about, and I hope you like this video, and thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.